Hello and welcome. I'm Carolyn, and your neighborhood show is about drawing out amazing stories of everyday people, of times in their lives when they have felt both connected and supported, as well as when they have felt disconnected and unsupported. And the aim is to normalize both connection as well as disconnection as being part of life. None of us escapes feeling disconnected at some point in our life, and that's okay and perfectly normal. But how do we then move from feeling disconnected and unsupported to being able to thrive in our lives? Your neighborhood show celebrates life by acknowledging all aspects of being human, up, down, and all over the place. That's the nature of life itself. So let's feel it, experience it, and celebrate it. Welcome. Hello and welcome to Your Neighborhood Show. I'm Carolyn, and our guest today is the lovely Caterin Castro. Did I say that right?
Yeah, perfect.
And Caterin, I met Caterin about probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, when she had recently migrated from Colombia to Brisbane, Australia. And she was living with a close friend of mine temporarily till they found accommodation for themselves. But since I've met Caterin, I've only experienced her vibrant, always smiling, positive nature, and it's so refreshing. And I'm so in awe of you, Caterin, because of the way you've just embraced life in a new country and taken on life as it's come. And she also has this amazing, recently started a Zumba class.
Yes.
So you're originally a teacher, English teacher, and now a Zumba teacher, as well as cooking. She does cooking classes. So you're going to hear lots of amazing stuff about this amazing young woman. So welcome to the show, Caterin. And let's get into it.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for asking me to join you. I never done this before. Even though I have my channel and I record myself, I always do my voice off. It's not like having a conversation, so it's really nice to be here. And it's also really nice, to have met you, because you somehow bring the good things in people around you. So you're very committed with fundraising, and that's something that I don't know how to help with, but with your, with the way you it, it's easier. Yes, and I find it that, maybe I can help by just giving my skills for a show or for a performance or cooking something. So you bring good stuff from me as well.
Thank you, and thanks for that acknowledgement. Yes, you were very generous with your skills and danced at 2 of the fundraising events that we had last year for Dancing CEOs. I'm so happy to have you here, and I can't wait for our guests to hear your story. But how are you feeling right now? Are you comfortable?
I am, yes. Yeah.
Well, not nervous?
Well, a little bit, but I think you just have to... This is a real thing. Like, we are just having a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not like we are, preparing a script or reading or anything.
Correct.
It's just us being natural, having a conversation, like in our living room. Yes, but we are in a studio. Yes.
I'm glad you have that understanding. So let's get stuck into it. So tell me a little bit about your childhood. I know from our previous chats you told me some funny stories of your mom. You had quite an epic childhood, and your parents have instilled some really good foundational values in yourself. Give us a little bit about your experiences with your mom as a child and your dad as a child, and how all that was for you in Colombia.
Well, both of my parents are very loving. And when I was growing up, I remember that on one side, my mom was very creative. She was a born teacher and leader. So she wanted us to explore life differently and be ready for everything. So when doing chores, she had this funny way of asking us to help. So I remember with the laundry, she had buckets full of water and soap, and the clothes were inside, of course. And she played some music on. I grew up with my siblings, so we are 3. and I'm the youngest one. And we had the music playing on, and my mom asked us to being barefoot inside of the bucket so we could squeeze the dirt out of the clothes as if we were squeezing the juice out of grapes. Yeah, and it was so much fun. And it came with dancing and with singing, and we were building beautiful memories. Yes.
Wow,
So
I've never heard that. What an unusual and an epic way to get your children to wash the clothes.
yes. Even though we had the washing machine, she just wanted us, like, if it is a delicate piece of fabric or something, you better wash it with your hands. But
Yeah.
she just had that idea. Why the hands? That's boring. They're gonna
Yes.
love it if it is with their feet, and we did.
And
Yes.
and in some ways also quite therapeutic.
It is. Yes, it is.
Because
dancing.
you're moving, you're
Yeah.
dancing, you're moving, you know.
And you even feel how you make the water warmer. Like it start cold, and then with the moves, somehow, and with your body temperature, it becomes warm.
So was it this like a big tub kind of thing? Or?
I think, yes.
Yeah.
But it was like something you can carry.
Right.
Yeah. So she could lift it without any problem and then finish our job. Yes. And do the proper thing as it was supposed to be done. But we played like that.
What
And-
fun. That sounds so unique. And I remember my last guest, a young man by the name of Jordan, his mother got him to clean up the house after a party by making games of whoever pops most of the balloons gets the prize, gets a lolly. And so the kids would all run around. Whoever picks up all the party hats and puts them in this box gets a prize. And
Yes.
before she knew it, the kids had cleaned up So
The
I think
entire
it's a good
thing.
thing to create games for children and encourage them to do chores, but in the form of games, like speaking their language,
Yes.
isn't it?
She
And what
did the
about
same.
Yeah. But I've never heard this one, so I'm collecting good ideas for my grandchildren.
Oh, yeah, please.
So, what about your dad?
Well, I think my dad was the a family support. Like he was always working, but when he had time, what I remember of him is always studying, always at his desk reading or doing mathematics equations. But I have this beautiful anecdote with him that somehow it is like the basics of my love for cooking, because he used to take me every fortnight to the wholesale markets. So we bought like the family groceries together, just the two of us. And this place was just like, at that age, only grown-up men were seen in that place. Like I was the outsider, but that was like the reason for these grown-up men to love me more and just make me feel the joy. So all the greengrocers, when they saw me, they were like, oh, there's a little kid over here and she's just picking fruit. And it was really nice to have the chance and that variety of
Yes.
fruits and vegetables and aromas. And I remember that my dad just asked me to pick everything I wanted to eat. So I had the chance to eat different kind of tropical fruits since a very young age. And fruit in my country, they're really expensive. But I guess as we had like a godfather. So every fortnight, this boss my dad had gave him half of the groceries we needed. So we had extra.
Your dad's boss.
Yes. So
Wow.
he just like to show his gratitude.
Right.
He gave him always like a bag full of vegetables and some of the fruits he had, because he had different crops.
Yeah.
So he gave us all of that. I remember always huge watermelons and pineapples and regular vegetables for cooking, like everyday meals. So we had extra money.
Yeah.
And with that extra money was like, okay, let's buy fancy fruits. So since a very young age, I could eat kiwis and apples and pears and you just
Stuff
name
that
it.
you couldn't,
Yeah.
other people in Colombia wouldn't normally have easy access to, or was too expensive.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you've
you.
you've had pretty good early childhood experiences, memories from with mom and dad. And then you went off to school, primary school.
Yes.
Tell me about that. I know you were experienced a bit of disconnection in school and a bit of bullying even, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
It was not only through school, but also high school. I guess there are like two ways of seeing it. One way is as the victim, yeah. And the other one is as I am also the intruder, like the person who somehow creates reactions in people. Because
so like taking responsibility for why you think they were behaved towards you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you did this as a young kid? Or
well, kind of. It was just like at the beginning, I was a victim. I was like, oh, no one loves me. And I have difficulties to have classmates to come and play with me or just to have conversations with. And my mom always said like, oh, no, it's just because you're too smart, because you have straight A's, or because, you're good at many things. They are just jealous. But my brother, who's the oldest one, he told me like, no, it's you. Yeah. He was like, it's just the way you approach people, it's the way you communicate, and you're a snitch. And I was like,
you're a what?
A snitch. Yes. Right. And I was like, okay, maybe I didn't know how to, like if people tell me things and they don't say it's a secret, then at that age I was like, it's just information I can't tell everyone, right? So I didn't know the difference back then. Luckily, I know it now. Yeah. But I remember that even though high school was hard, because I was this kind of student who was always raising the hand to answer the question or who had the homework done, my brother was the one who helped me understand at 11th grade, like just don't try to get people to like you. Just when you have a break, sit and do what you love, and people will just come. Yes, the right people will come. And if they are feeling jealous or something, just let them be. But don't try to help them if they are not asking for your help, because that was something I used to do. So I was too available. I guess that was...
Is this going back to even when you were in primary school?
Yes. Yeah.
So what was when you said that they used to kind of exclude you and stuff, tell us a bit about that. What did they do exactly?
Well, I guess they didn't pick me when there was a game, so I was always left out. Or if there was a group or a team workshop or something, even though I was the smartest one, no one wanted to work with me. Yeah, they were like, no, she makes things really hard, and that means that we're going to work more. Because I didn't... my mom told us that when you're working with a group, everyone has to do something.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, so you are better at this, so you do everything. No,
yes.
Everyone has to do something. It doesn't matter if you have the ability or if you're good at something, you just need to have a role. So when I was working with my classmates, I always asked them to do something, and they didn't like it. They didn't like to be bossed. Like,
I didn't like to be what?
Boss, like being bossy. I was very bossy.
Because you were...
Yeah.
So you were trying to allocate tasks to everyone and like the leader. So you're a born leader. That's without doubt. Because you just take the initiative to do things, and you get on with it.
I think I do, but sometimes I'm too pushy. I'm like my mom.
Understand. And so other kids didn't quite like that.
No.
You're by nature, you're a real achiever, go-getter kind of person, which is amazing. It's really amazing. But I suppose at that young age, some people resist it, and it's learning to be discerning of how to approach people when you want them to do something for you.
That's true. And I guess what I learned since then was that you need to change. Yeah, like if it is a thing coming from just one person, maybe you are just their mirror and they are seeing things in you they dislike of themselves. But if it is a collective thing, So you're the problem, and you have to solve it and figure it out.
So how did you solve with your brother telling you?
Yeah, with my brother, and because my mom tried the way of like just don't pay attention and
ignore them.
Yes, ignore them, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yes, because it came harder.
Yeah.
But trying to understand why it was happening.
Yeah.
And my brother gave me the cruel truth.
Yes.
Yes. And he was like, so I told him, like, so what do I have to do? Like, who do I need to become?
Yeah.
Just help me, because I don't know.
That's amazing.
And he's a natural, friendly person.
Yeah.
Like he's a leader too, but in a different way. I think he's more like creating connections with people. So he helped me a lot, and I remember those moments where I was so sad and with no friends, and all of a sudden just following his advice.
So what was the advice, and how did you do it?
So it was like, don't be that available, and just let people find you. And if they will talk to you, just be open, listen. So I just sat with my book on the breaks, reading, and all of a sudden, people from younger grades were coming around me. They started talking about the book first, and then video games, and then music. And I knew about many things because I had a lot of time to have many like hobbies. So, and I truly listened what they were saying. I learned their names. I just asked them about the games they were playing. So they found a connection with me.
Yes, you got curious about them.
Yes.
Rather than pushing your agenda of how things should be, you got curious about them. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So lots of gratitude to your brother for helping you out there.
Yes.
And you still well connected to your brother?
Well, we don't talk that much because our family is kind of weird, I think.
Right.
We just talk to each other on birthdays, Mother's Day, Christmas. Yeah, but it's just the way we were built. I think, I don't know. We call our mom every 15 days. My sister talks to her a little bit more, but I just call her every 15 days. And that's enough for the both of us. Like,
I think our relationships with our parents change at different stages of life, you know.
Yeah.
I remember as a young girl myself, I was, my brother and sister both left house quite early, and I was the homebody, so I was with my mom a lot. Then when I got married and came to Australia, I hardly had any contact because we were so far away, and I had so busy with life, and my journey of my life was quite complicated. So I never really contacted her for some reason. I wasn't emotionally close to my mom. But when my mom had a stroke in her latter years is when I really got close to her. And when she passed, I was, I think, of all three siblings, the closest to my mother, or at least I think I was. She told me secrets of her life that none of the others know, and I haven't mentioned to them either. But it's just, I think our relationship changes, you know?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I guess when I was in Colombia, I was always the one talking to my mom and telling her like what was happening in my life, asking her what she was doing to improve her own. Or we were very close. But when I moved, somehow my sister
when you moved from Colombia to Brisbane.
Yes. Yeah. My sister has filled that position. Yeah. And that's okay because it's giving them also more time to connect.
Yeah.
And I just feel like when I call her, my dad comes around, says hello. Maybe he stays for 5 or 10 minutes and then he goes because that's what he needs.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't need a lot of interaction. And with my brother, we just talk to him if it is his birthday or ours, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, again, relationships are a complicated thing, and I don't think there's anybody that's had a constant good relationship with anyone in their life. There's always, up and down and all over the place moments. So, my brother, I've hardly talked to my brother as well, but my sister I talk to almost every day. I know what's going on in her life and she knows what's going on in mine. But my brothers, sadly, I would like to be more connected, but it's just not how it is. And when I used to try to push for that relationship, it didn't quite go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And so I realized, okay, there's got to be both sides. There's got to want that stronger connection. So if I want it and he's not as up for it, maybe that's what he wants right now in his life, and that's okay for him, you know. And it was, because I did ask him outright. So yeah, we just have to accept and build the relationships that we can, that are in front of us. Like, and you've got plenty going on at the moment.
You know, now that you mention it, I guess people come to our life at a specific point.
Correct.
Just to help us grow somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that we don't love the people that we have left behind. It's just that maybe our learning process or their learning process with us is over. Yeah. So they will come back to us when the time is right.
Over temporarily, and because he's your blood brother. So it's not as if you've had a big fight with him or something.
No.
It's just that when the time is right, you'll connect again.
Yes.
You know, at whatever level works.
I mean, we still see videos of each other. Like, he sees my video, he likes them. I
there
see.
You go. Yeah.
Yes.
Supports you in other ways.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I know at the age of 16, at the young age of 16, you decide to become a teacher. But you were also excited to, you were a circus performer, and you had this bit of a conflict going on between wanting to, you know, be a circus performer or go and be an academic. And then you had some confrontation with mom and dad, or just mom. Tell us a bit about that and how you became a teacher and all of that.
Well, in fact, when I was 16, I finished high school. And
so high school in Colombia is what, grade
11?
12? 11.
11. We don't have grade 12.
Okay.
So when I finished high school, I didn't know what I wanted to be. And what I did knew back then was that I wanted to study English. So I started a speed English program, 3 months, going to all the courses the school had in order to learn English really fast.
So you didn't know English at all?
No.
You just spoke Spanish?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, English was taught at school, but just basic structure and vocabulary. Yeah, not something that will make you fluent or have a conversation with someone. So I started having that English course first, and then at uni, I started engineering. I didn't like it, so I moved.
You started engineering?
Yes.
Okay. I can't even imagine you doing that, but anyway.
Yeah, well, no, I can't even imagine myself doing that. I guess it was just the second best thing, because I was more going into architecture, but then at the other public university, there was not architecture. So I was like, okay, so maybe civil engineering. But it didn't work. I was not built for that. So I moved to translation, translating Spanish into English or French. I was more inclined into the English part, and I started teaching. But not because I wanted to be a teacher. I guess it was just something that came on my way, I mean, without even planning it.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you want to be? No, when you say you didn't want to be a teacher, what did you want to be?
Yeah, when I started translating, I wanted to translate the subtitles of movies.
Right.
Yeah, like, so having films at home and watch them and just write the subtitles, translate them into different languages. That was like what I wanted, or translating books.
Right.
Yeah. But all of a sudden I ended up teaching. And now that you also mentioned like how the circus was connected to it, through my university years, I became a circus performer. I always loved gymnastics, but I never practiced it because it was like not a very popular sport. So it was very expensive. And my mom always thought that I was very thin and very delicate, and maybe I will break if I started doing jumps and acrobacies. And so she didn't want me to do it. But at university, I was already at age to take my own decisions. That's what I thought. and I started learning gymnastics.
Right.
Because it was free. It was free for. I mean, back at then
So
at
this
university,
is
it
you
was.
had gymnastics classes at uni.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And after a year of doing it, of practicing, of learning, there was this circus that trained at the same spot, and they just saw the potential in me, and they invited me to one of their performances, and that's how it started. And my mom at the beginning was like, but it's a circus. You're going to end up with piercings everywhere, having, I don't know, rusty clothes or looking like I don't know, like you have no home. And I thought like, this is going to be different. Yeah. My boss, she's a gymnast and she's very elegant and she has a different way of seeing things. So maybe it's not
as bad as you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Circus paid uni.
Wow.
Yeah. It gave me like the money I needed, not only to pay for the fees, but also like
spending money.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But your mom still didn't want you to do it because of the associations of your like tattoos and piercings and whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they like India, we have a similar kind of
stereotype.
Yes, yes, stereotype, and what will others think, and
I
all
have
that
no
stuff.
tattoos.
And you have, yeah. Well, even if you did, that's
Yeah.
you know, but we have a few people in society have that thing that if you've got a tattoo, you're that kind of a person, kind of thing. But so you were studying English in uni, and you were doing gymnastics at the age of 16 or 17 is when you started.
Yeah, when I started. So
wow. And then you that is like normally kids start gymnastics at a young age, much
Yes.
younger age. So you've started at 16, 17 and then you paid for your entire uni through gymnastics performances at the circus.
Yes.
That's
Believe
amazing.
it or not, it's crazy.
So what did your mom have to say about that? She can't
didn't
argue
know.
with that.
She didn't know.
She didn't know.
No. When I started,
She didn't know that you were performing, or she
that
didn't
I
know
was,
that you were paying.
that I was paying for uni. Yeah.
So how did she think you? How did that? Yeah.
She thought my dad was paying for my fees, but my dad told me after the second semester, as I swapped to a different career, he was like, "I'm sorry, but I won't pay no more. Like, that's it. You made your decision, and I think I'm running out of funds, so
You're on your own.
yes." And so I started paying my own fees, and my mom didn't know. And she found out only like, I guess 5 years ago or something. And she was like, "What do you mean we didn't pay for your university?" And I was like, "Yeah, but how come we paid for your siblings' university, not yours?" And I was like, "No, my dad just said he couldn't." "Why didn't you tell me? You were paying my brothers." So like I knew she didn't have any money. So I just
That's amazing. in
use
itself.
circus performances to pay the career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you still do circus?
A little bit. I just train. I train for fun and I don't perform anymore. I have a pole at home.
Yeah.
And I also have a hoop, an aerial hoop that I hang sometimes.
What's an aerial hoop?
It's like a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's holding from tissue. You can hold it on a tree, or I mean sometimes like, how do
So
you
it's
call it?
you got a pole in your house, like in your
Yes.
lounge room, from ceiling to floor,
Yes.
and then you've got this.
But that one I don't have it at home. I normally hang it at places where the ceiling is higher,
Right.
at least 4 meters high, or from a tree, and with hanging from a piece of tissue.
Right.
Yes, a special tissue for that.
Yeah.
And but it's just something that I do for a hobby. Like, okay, every now and then I just go and hang and try to reconnect
Yeah.
to the apparatus and
yeah.
to the moves. And yeah, it's something that I enjoy, but not that I do for a living anymore.
But you're still connected to it.
Yes.
circus has been quite a part in your life, obviously, if it's paid for your fees. So then, so we're coming up to about 20 years of age, something like that. And then you decided to, you met Andreas, your husband, but you were also studying. I remember you telling me that you were teaching at a university, and you had a bit of, you were one of the best teachers over there because you started teaching in a very different way. You used to write your own programs. Tell us about that. What you were very creative in your program writing.
Yes. So both things come at that very similar time, because when I met Andres, I graduated from translation, and I started my freelance translating business. And it was going well, but after a year, it was a very lonely job because I didn't talk to anyone. So I moved.
So this was working from home?
Yes. So I moved to teaching, and I started at a high school, but rapidly I just went to teach at university. And I was already with Andres. Yeah, so like everything just happened at a very similar time. And I remember it's really pretty to see this in my head, because the first boss I had, he was a very generous man, and he always...
This is at the university that you were teaching?
The first university I worked for. It is called Universidad de Medellín. So it's like one of the private universities in Medellín, where I'm from. And this boss just welcomed me, gave me 2 courses to start. And my students, they didn't like me at the beginning. They were like, no, she's too pushy, and she asks for homework and stuff, and we just want to learn. And I then had a conversation with this boss, and he was like he had like my brother role when I was in 11th grade, but during my work life, he was like, maybe you have to show them more empathy. Maybe you just have to listen why they don't want to do homework. It's not that your classes are not good. It's just they don't want people to be telling them what to do, because no one wants that. I mean, not even I want that.
So it kind of sounds similar to your school experiences when you were telling your kids what to do, and your brother gave you that advice, and now you've got this other friend coming in. You've had some good mentors, accidental mentors.
Yes, accidental. But yeah, so I just follow again what he was saying and try to understand why they didn't want a homework. So I stopped asking for homeworks, and I made my classes so fun that even though these people were not kids, every 10 minutes we had different activities, so they will have to be focused.
Yeah.
So every single task was, some of them were created by someone else, and I just used it according to the curriculum, but some others were my own. So I created my own flashcards, my own computer games, so they could play, or they could have games, interact, doing different things. And it worked. And from being the teacher they didn't want, I became the one they were queuing to have a course with.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so you injected fun into your teaching, basically. Sounds a bit like what your mother did, injecting fun into chores. Maybe you got to say a big thank you to Mom.
Yes, of course. She's like the role model I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has taught me many beautiful things, and I think she believes, I don't know where she takes it from.
Yeah.
But she creates that everything we're learning, if we are connected to it emotionally, then it is easier.
Tell me a bit more about that.
When, try to remember the first time you were riding a bicycle. So as you were having fun and someone you loved was there with you, supporting you, making you feel safe, even though you were scared and you had fear, and you did it. Yes. And it didn't it took longer than what we remember. Yeah, we think, oh no, it was just one day I had the balance to do it. But no, those were many days, maybe your father or your mother behind you, encouraging you to do it. So you were creating an emotional connection with the person, with the place, with the thing, and all of a sudden you just learn. Yes, and you now know how to ride a bicycle. Yes, but you forgot all the process. Yes, you forgot all the tiny steps. So when teaching, I believe you have to create that for students. They might not be aware, and they do not need to be aware of the steps. They just need to create an emotional connection with you, with the thing they are studying. So if they fall in love, if they feel the passion you have for whatever you're teaching,
that's amazing.
that's something that just impregnates you somehow. Like it cannot be avoided.
Yes. It becomes by virtue of the fact that you've got connection. So coming back to your connection thing I understand what you're saying, because I know I liked mathematics as a young. I did my degree in mathematics, and the reason I have a love for mathematics is because of my maths teacher in grade 7, and my father, who also taught me maths. And you're right about, if you love the teacher, you love the subject kind of thing, and you also learn much easier because it's made into a fun kind of thing, and you've got that emotional connection. So that's beautiful. So do you continue to do that now in your Zumba classes and stuff? Is that how you?
I think it's part of me.
Yes,
it's part
you do
of
it just by nature.
Yeah. Now in my Zumba classes, I think there's a different kind of connection. You connect through music.
Yes.
Through movements, but also your facial awareness towards your students is really helpful. And somehow they connect with you in deeper levels, and you are not aware of those levels.
Yeah.
Like some people at my Zumba classes, I just take the time. If I really know the choreography, I just make sure that I look them in the eye and I let them know, it's so nice to have you here.
Oh.
Yeah, like just by looking in and telling them without even telling them. Yes,
Yeah.
just in my head. Like, it's so good to see you smiling. So I started with very plain faces, doing all the moves. Like all my students were just very focused and doing everything and trying to catch up and follow her moves, because she has a Latin vibe, and I have people from everywhere in my classes. So in my private class, there are more Latinas, yes, Latin people. It's a community that is growing, but I'm also teaching at Good Life. And
Good Life gyms.
Yes, Good Life gyms. And the demographic in those gyms is different. Like every gym has a different demographic. And I started with very plain, like focused, serious faces. And all of a sudden, one student just told me like, next class, I will smile as you do it when you dance. And I was like, okay, so they do have a connection with you. They do respond to whatever you're thinking or how passionate you feel about something.
Yeah, we're all mirrors of each other. You know, you meet a happy person and you get a bit of their happiness, and yeah, that's beautiful. So you connect with your students even till today while you're dancing, just like you did back then, and now it comes very naturally to you. I know you said to me, because you're such a straight A student, high achiever, always wanting to do the best in anything you put your hand to, basically, Caterin, you've experienced in your life sometimes feeling like you feel like you've been held back sometimes.
Yes.
And how have you dealt with that?
Okay, I guess...
Like you feel like you want to dim your fire, if that makes sense. And do you know what I'm saying, talking about?
Yes. And it comes to my mind that I have had different teachers that didn't want me to do my best. Yes. So maybe they were overwhelmed. I guess that's another way of seeing it. they didn't know what to do with all the things, all the ideas I had. And they were saying like, why are you studying this much? Why, like, just wait. That's happening, but not now. Because my speed, as I'm very intense, sometimes is really fast. And it overwhelms teachers. And at the beginning, they were like, no, maybe you're not good enough for this. You are still, like, it's still a long... Is there still a long path for you to become something good? So when I was doing belly dancing for fun, I wanted to have a belly dance performance and everything. And my instructor, she told me, you're a gymnast. Belly dancing is not happening. Yes, like you don't have the roundness in you. Like those round moves that belly dancing requires. So you better think of something else.
Wow.
And that's like, I think what you were asking.
Yes.
Like she was trying to hold me back. And I was like, yeah, but I was not born a gymnast.
Yes.
In fact, I became one at a very, mature age.
Yeah.
So maybe I just need to push harder and practice more. So she gave me the class and I went home and practiced by myself a lot. And even when I was walking, commuting to work or to study or whatever, I was just doing the moves. So if I was sitting on the chair, I was just doing like, okay, how do I make my knuckles look wavy and pretty? And how can I move my head? I was always trying to...
You've got an unstoppableness about you, and that's beautiful. And I think that's what helps you overcome anything that comes in your way, whether it's criticism from parents, from friends, from other teachers and whatever. So that's beautiful to see. So I don't know that anybody can teach us that. Maybe you're just born with it, that unstoppableness about you, that no matter what, you're just going to do what you put your head to do.
Yes, thank you. Well, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes...
you just push through no matter what kind of thing.
Sometimes I do, but some others it takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, some other times when they tell me like, oh no, you're not a good chef enough to teach a cooking class or to teach...
Who says that to you?
Yeah, well, that was another one.
Wow.
Yeah. So I graduated also from the Cooking Academy. And
where's this? In Colombia?
In Colombia, yes, at an institute called Mariano Moreno. And I wanted to become a chef there, like teach people how to cook. So I talked, how do you call this person that just manages like who's coming in, who's teaching, who's not, like the
like the manager of the...
of the group. Yes,
yeah.
Like the teachers group. And she told me like, you know what? You still have no awards, you have no restaurant, you have no experience. So you're not good enough. Yeah, you're not good enough to start teaching. And I was like, yeah, but you know what? I've been a teacher. I've been teaching English for years. So I have the methodology to do so. Yeah. And it's just going to be a different area. Yeah. And I will just practice for it. Yes, and be ready for it. But she was like, nope, you will have first to have a name. If you don't have a name, then it's not going to happen. So that's how the channel started. Because it was like...
quite... I love that. I love that you make a commitment to do something and then you do it, kind of thing. And nothing anybody says will stop you. Whether they think you have the skills or not, you still go ahead and do the practice, put in the effort and the work, and you make it happen, kind of thing.
Yes.
So,
but it's not to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
It's just because I really like doing those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, even though if I'm not good at it, why would I stop if they are making me happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So joy is your compass.
Yes.
Almost like you make that your compass more than skills or how well you can do whatever. If it's bringing you joy, I'm going for it. I don't care what anyone says. If I'm getting joy out, that's amazing. That's gold. I used to say to my kids when they were trying to choose a career of what to do, I said, don't choose something that you absolutely love doing, even if somebody wouldn't pay you for it. Because once you do what you love doing, you'll do it so well that people would love to pay you for it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
yes.
So that's pretty much what your mantra for life is. As long as you're getting joy out of it, you're going for it no matter what. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. I suddenly remember that. So then you moved to Australia at the age of 24 or something?
No, I think I was a little bit older because it was 2 years ago. So I was 33.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what was the catalyst? What made you decide to move to Australia, and how did you come here? And, how, because it's a completely new country. Did you know anyone when you came here?
Well, my mother's friend has lived here for many years.
But what made you decide Australia?
My mom's friend.
Okay.
Yeah, she just went to visit, and I remember taking her to different places, being like a really good host in my own country for her, who was native. But she was always telling me about this country and how safe it was and how welcoming people were. And she created this idea of like a paradise. Yes, like you're gonna see nature everywhere, beautiful beaches and pretty landscapes, sunsets.
She sold Australia to you.
Yes, she did. That and she did it when I was 15. And I had that idea in my head, but coming here was very expensive and I needed money. So I had to go through uni and start my work life to just to create the illusion in my head, like, oh, no, okay, maybe I can make it. Maybe if I save money, I can do it. So with Andres, when
Andres, your partner,
my husband,
your husband, yes.
With Andres, we always talked about traveling. We always said, like, okay, let's just go different places. Why don't we move and find a place where a different language is spoken so I can practice the languages I learned and also learn from other cultures. And we started looking other countries. But I just felt in me, no, it has to be Australia. And he was like, but why? It's so far away. And I don't know, but it has to be there. So he asked at his company, which has a brand here, is there a job for me there in Australia? Because my wife is moving and I'm following her. And they say yes. And
wow.
we came sponsored, which is very different from like everybody.
So he had a job before he landed. That's a big thing. That's a big deal. Yeah.
He had his job and a 4-year visa, which is also not common.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're still on a visa?
Yes, we're still on a visa. But I think we've been very blessed. Yes, that way of coming and having an income like that we knew it was going to be there. Well, I don't know. Universe just provided.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who did you stay when you came over here? Like what was how did that, like you flew here, and tell me what happened.
That story leads to how we met.
Uh-huh.
So
how you and I met.
Yes, how you and I met.
Correct.
Yeah, so we didn't have a place to stay, and Brisbane was in a crisis, a household crisis. Like there were now places to rent, and all the agencies we talked about, as we didn't have history, they just rejected us.
Yes.
So I talked to a friend who stayed here 12 years ago with the family. And she told me, like, why don't you give them a call? Maybe they can help you, or they will just show you around or something. And that's how I met Mary and John Crombie, your first guest at this podcast. And Mary gave me a call at 12 midnight.
Right.
I was awake, luckily. And when I just picked the phone up, and the first thing I heard was her voice, her laugh. Yeah, she was laughing. And it was like, oh my God, who is she? Why is this happening to me? And she just said yes. All of a sudden, if you're Natalia's friend, the friend we had in common,
Yes.
then you're welcome to stay with us. And we were like, but don't you want to know
A little bit about us?
Yes. Like, no, that's okay. You just come and we'll figure it out here. And we're like, yeah, but maybe you better know more about us. Yeah.
That's so typically Mary and John. They're both so welcoming. Yeah.
Yes.
So you really were blessed to be welcomed by them, and you stayed with them for how long?
For a month.
Yeah.
For a month.
And I think when we met you, we used to come hang out and come over, and that's how I met you first.
Yes.
And then you moved. Now you'll have got your own place, not far in Yeronga.
They helped us find a place to rent.
Yeah.
And the house was not furnished at all. And we were thinking, get a furnished apartment first. Yes, because we needed, I don't know, normal things, a bed, a fridge.
Yeah.
But Mary, she just had a way of connecting people. And she told us, like, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
If it is not furnished, things will come easily before you moved.
Yeah.
So we were staying at her place, and the house where we live now, like, we stayed for 3 weeks with them, and then we knew the house was being available a week later.
Yeah.
So she started contacting everyone on Facebook, and
I remember that.
All of a sudden,
who's got a microwave, who's got a toaster, who's got an extra lounge, an iron, and it just pulled it all together. And before you knew it, you had this.
We had everything
I
we
remember
needed.
that. Yeah.
Yes. So out of people's generosity.
I was actually overseas at the time, but I saw all the messages coming through, and
Yeah. And she did all of that.
That was a great little project in itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we did the same before coming, because
Before coming from
Colombia to Australia, we didn't sell anything.
Right. We gave away everything.
We gave away everything there. Yes. We just thought, like, we talked to our friends. We told people, like, do you want to come and just
take what you want?
Take whatever you want. And they were like, but why? And we were like, we just believe this is the way it is supposed to be done. And they were like, but you will need money. And we were like, universe will provide.
Yeah, wow.
And then we come here and people just gave us everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. Whatever you give out, you give back, they say. But that's amazing.
And it was even better because, now we have 2 fridges. People gave us not 1, but 2.
Well, help you with your cooking classes, that's for sure.
Yes.
And now you're a Zumba teacher, and you've got, a class going that's kind of flourishing. How long have you been doing that?
4 months now.
4 months, yes. And you do cooking as well on the side, cooking class as well on the side. What are your aspirations for your future here in Australia, Caterin?
I guess I want to have the best dance, movement, and circus academy. Yeah, so I want people...
dance and circus.
Dance, movement, and circus. And I include movement because that movement can come in different ways. It could come through yoga, through strengthening, conditioning, yes. And I guess what I will like is to build a community that is strong enough to support others. So if later we can create retreats, so people will heal from movement, but also from what they put in their system. Because I think of retreats of, what about if we create something with the menus that I can make myself, that will be focused on people's goals, and also allow them to feel connected with people while they move. Yes, through dancing, through circus, through yoga. Yes, because I think when you heal, then you go and spread that love and that healing with others.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. So you've got a bright future ahead of you with movement, dance, circus, and healthy food, and you want to spread that out into the world and give back what you've been given. I suppose you're so blessed to be in. We're all blessed to be in this country. I think we're so lucky to be living here in Australia.
We are.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Caterin, and
Thank you for
sharing
inviting me.
some of your gems of how you've dealt with life, being a high achiever. Because we have this notion that when you're a high achiever, life is great, but it comes with its own, not problems, but stuff to overcome as well, because not everybody looks at high achievers favorably. Sometimes there's jealousy, sometimes it's our own fault, as you articulated, that we can be, I know I can be quite pushy sometimes, so, but we mean well, and the good thing about you from what I got is that you're self-reflective and you look to see what did I do to make that happen and how can I change so that doesn't happen, kind of thing. So thank you again for sharing your experiences with our readers, with our listeners, and thank you.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to be here. And if this can help others, to feel connected or to feel that they are not there alone. And maybe they also were straight A's and they don't know how to create connection with people where there is hope. Yes, Australia has given me all of that. And I think my friends here have created like strong connections with me and with the things that I'm passionate about. So there is hope.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's absolutely hope.